Hey guys, welcome back to the Spooky Swans podcast. I'm Jess,
I'm Josh.
and today we got another special episode for you guys. So, this one we're breaking into two movies actually, because I rolled last week the wheel and I got Female Killer. So, I chose to go with Pearl and X. Even though these movies are a trilogy, technically, we decided to only review 2 out of the 3 because 2 out of the 3 have female killers and the last one does not.
Mhm.
Um,
Plus, I was not going to sit up for a third movie.
yeah, but regardless, the third one is more. So the third one is Maxine. We'll quickly tell you about it if you want to continue and watch the films all in order. But that one has to do more with the Night Stalker and in LA, and ends up continuing with one of the characters from X, but like I said, that one, it's not female killer based, but Pearl and X is, so we're going to do those. So Josh is going to definitely tell you guys about the actors and actresses.
Yeah. So, starting off, Mia Goth, um, who I've never really seen her in anything. I know she's been in a lot of movies. Um, she's Infinity Pool, A Cure for Wellness. She was in Frankenstein, which I've still yet to see. I need to watch
Oh
that.
yeah, she was in Frankenstein. Frankenstein was good.
Yeah, she's been in a lot. I don't know. It's hard to describe her. She's very specific. Like she has a face for horror movies.
She really does. She plays crazy very well.
Yeah.
So we're going to kick it off with Pearl. Pearl is our first movie. If you want to watch them in order, definitely watch Pearl first because that's where you're supposed to start. Then you're supposed to move on to X and then end it with Maxine. So when I originally watched this trilogy, I somehow watched X first. I did not know anything about Pearl. I watched X first thinking um, I'm I love Jenna Ortega. I know a lot of people are not the biggest fan of her because they feel like she's taking all the horror movies for herself,
It's fine.
but she's young and she does it well. So how can you argue with that? But I saw that she was in this movie called X. So I was like, oh, let me watch it. It really was. I don't feel like these movies were advertised that well because I didn't really see too much of them.
So if I remember correctly, like I know there's an order to watch them, but I
Hmm.
feel like the order they came out was X, then Pearl, then Maxine. I have a feeling that I'm pretty sure I remember it that way. Because Pearl's like a prequel. So
Prequel.
I have a feeling I'm remembering that
I
correctly.
mean, could be possible. Let me see. This one, Pearl, came out September 16, 2022, because X and Pearl also both came out 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's confusing. I don't know.
mm,
Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. It doesn't matter. It's not that deep, but
yeah.
they're they're good movies.
Yeah, you can definitely get away with watching X by itself.
You can watch whatever order you want,
Yeah.
and it'll still make
Trying to
sense.
think if you can watch I guess you could watch Maxine by itself too, but I love how they kind of come together a bit. Um, so anyways, we'll kick it off with Pearl because that's where you're supposed to start. And like Josh said, it's a prequel. So we meet Pearl and it's 1918.
Well, before we jump into that, I do want to mention the director,
Okay, go
Ty,
for it.
Ty West.
Ty West.
Um,
I don't know directors very well.
he's done
Mm.
a lot of horror. Um, some of my favorites are on that list, like VHS. I love that
Oh, the
series.
VHS films. Does he do all of them?
I don't know, not all of them, but I know he was involved in the first one. Um, there's a movie called You're Next. That movie's great. He does a segment in the ABCs of Death, which I don't think I've shown you that one.
Nope.
but it's like each letter is a different short film from a different director on like
Hmm.
a different way to die. It's an interesting concept. Um, but yeah, so he has a huge list of movies that he's done. I'm a fan. Uh, Pearl and X. This is why I like him. Like the tone of the movies are completely different. Like it looks different. So Pearl, the colors pop.
I love it. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. It really is. Um, just in terms of like cinematography and how it looks. Then you go to X and it's more like he grasps the tone of the 70s, like everything's laid back, everyone's like kind of trashy and you know, it hits. It hits.
I love it. I love it because of that. I love anything that really leans in on colors,
Mhm.
the color schemes of that time, and the even the music
Mhm.
too, because in Pearl, like, there's, like, ominous music in the background when you know she's about to do something, like, questionable.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Yeah, and it just, like, I don't know, I've always loved, like, instrumental music in the background to, like, get you to feel that certain way that they're going for.
Yeah. They I don't know. They did a lot of like with the violins, which I don't know. I guess you could say is a callback to like the older movies from that time or
Yeah.
like, but yeah, so we could dive in. I just wanted to say the movies it looks beautiful.
Yeah, so you definitely like this one, right?
I like Pearl a lot actually. I thought it was
Okay.
really good.
Yeah, because when I was, deciding on a female killer movie, this movie that popped up right away in my mind because she's just, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs,
Mhm.
this girl, and she plays crazy very, very well.
She was fucking
Yeah,
phenomenal in
she did a
both of these.
phenomenal job, um, even at the end, but we will get there. But it is a little bit of a slower start to it,
Mhm.
but I feel like that also just plays into that time frame too, that it's just like a little bit of a slower time too, and, it's around when World War One was around,
Mhm.
right?
That was World War One.
Yeah. So, it starts off with a musical, and Pearl is dancing in this musical, and she's, like, the star, and she's famous and everything, and what is it that her mom wakes her up out of it?
Her mom walks in and finds her wearing one of her dresses, and she basically scolds her in German. Like, did I say you could wear my outfits? So why are you doing it? And, she's like, stop with the foolishness, do your chores.
Yeah, go feed the animals
Mm.
in the barn because they live on a farm. So she goes, she feeds the animals, she's kinda putting on, like, a little show for them and stuff, and she's telling them that she's gonna get out of there soon, and she's gonna be a famous dancer soon, and then a goose walks in.
Just a cute little goose minding his own business.
Poor little thing, man.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, she gets mad because the goose interrupts her performance and just decides to walk right up to him with a pitchfork. And you're like, what is she gonna do? And then, yep, just fucking stabs it.
Yeah, stabs the poor little and then you're like, "Oh, no, did she actually do it?" Yep, she actually did, and then they have, like, a little pond there on the farm, and she's calling her gator friend.
Theta?
Yeah. Is it Feta?
I think it's Theta.
Theta. Okay. So she's calling over this gator, and the gator just kinda swims up, and she feeds it,
Mhm.
and I'm like, "That's probably her only friend out of this whole."
Theta's very loyal to Pearl.
Yeah,
Anytime she calls, she comes swimming.
yeah. Probably because she's like, I'm gonna get fed really good.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and if you, I don't know, because she kills the goose off camera, and you're like, okay, good, at least we don't have to see it. But then she's like walking through the woods with a dead goose on a pitchfork and like dangling, and it's bloody and shit. Like this movie's not, it's not very subtle. I don't know. It's very in your face.
No, yeah. There are parts that it's a little gory.
Mm,
So if you don't like gore, I probably wouldn't suggest this one.
yeah,
But if you do, go for it.
yeah, absolutely.
Has a little bit of it in there for you.
Yeah. Um, Pearl cares for her paralyzed father. They didn't really go into detail why he was paralyzed.
He contracted some illness, and everybody's pretty much kind of separating themselves from each other. It's like COVID-19, but back in the day,
Yeah.
it feels like, because everybody's kind of like wearing masks and stuff if they have to like associate with other people.
Hmm.
And they're kind of like, they're just full on separating themselves with people. So we find out that her husband, Howard, is fighting in the war. So she's home, unfortunately, with her parents. And her mom is like, oh, her mom's kind of a bitch.
She is a raging bitch.
Yeah.
I get it to an extent. So, yeah, you work on a farm, you need the help. You can't hire farm hands because of this flu, so you have to rely on your only daughter. I get that. But to the extent of her being like that bitchy, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like she's being a little too rude at
Yeah.
some points and very harsh.
Mm.
But again, that's a different time. Maybe we're a little softer nowadays.
Yeah. But yeah, so she reads a letter from Howard, and that's when you kind of figure out that she's married. And
And he's off to war.
yeah,
And, the mom's kind of a bitch. The mom, like, throughout the film says, oh, your husband's not coming back for you. He's dead. He's probably dead.
gee, thanks.
And it's like, gee, thanks. Like, that's my only escape out of here. So I feel her. She feels trapped.
Yeah,
So you kind of sympathize with her a little bit. Just, maybe slightly.
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 Um, her mom makes sure she gives her money. She's like, "There's money on the table. Go get your father's medicine from town." So, which Pearl's excited because she gets to leave the farm and actually see people. She goes to town for her father's medicine, and everybody's wearing their masks. And she,
Goes and sees a movie.
yeah, she keeps the change from the medicine and then goes to the movies.
Hmm.
And it's just, it's old timey movies. People dancing and war footage, and, you know, you're not going to see anything spectacular in the movies back then. But
No, yeah.
But she's there all the time because she's like obsessed and keeps like movie posters and all that stuff.
Yeah, so she goes to leave, and then this is when she meets I don't know the guy's name. I just know that he is the guy that plays the films.
He's
The
a projectionist,
yeah, there you go.
played by is it David Corn Sweat or Superman in the new movie.
I was gonna say you said he was Superman or something.
He's a very good Superman, I thought.
Yeah, I mean he looks like a Superman
Yeah,
with that hairstyle and everything.
all American. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he, chats with her, gives her a cigarette, and then he runs inside and grabs a piece of the film strip and cuts it out for her and gives it to her as a souvenir. He tells her to come back anytime, just knock on the door, and is flirting with her.
Yeah. And then she's kind of like, I'm married type of thing.
Yeah, she slips it in there.
Yeah.
But then she takes off and she's back on the dirt road on her bike, and the film clip like slips out of her pocket and blows away into the cornfield. And she goes running for it because I don't,
And this is where like that violin type of music starts and you know something bad is going to happen or something
some
weird. And yes, I will tell you something really, really weird happens. She goes all the way into the cornfield. She finds this scarecrow. She starts climbing this pole to get to the scarecrow and throws him on the ground.
well, before we jump into exactly what happens next, I'm going to pose this question. Is she special needs?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because she gives off that vibe like hardcore.
Yeah, definitely. But you can definitely tell it was taboo. It's taboo during that time. So she even admits like there's something wrong with her
Hmm.
and she doesn't know how to,
She phrased it very poetically.
yeah,
She's like, I'm missing something the rest of the world has. Like, I don't know.
yeah.
But yeah, continue.
Okay. Josh is like turning a little bit red right now because he's a little bashful about this part. Yeah, so she grabs the scarecrow, drops him down, and she starts humping him
Mm-hmm.
and making out with him. Well, first she's dancing with him, which is fine, and then she starts kissing him and then throws him on the ground and starts humping him and um moaning and stuff. And then Josh and I were making jokes out of it. We were like, the farmer's gonna come out and be like, dude, what the fuck? Like, put my scarecrow back.
Yeah. I was saying, this scarecrow's having like a really weird day.
I know.
Like,
He looks really upset too.
he did. It was the grossest scarecrow I've ever seen in a movie. Like, the face was like something a serial killer would make.
Yeah.
It was like molded weird.
He looked really upset though.
Yeah.
He was probably like,
And if it wasn't going to drive the point home that she's special needs, she then just stops herself and yells at the scarecrow, I'm married. And then all the crows fly away because she's loud.
well, yeah, for like a split second, she sees a vision that she's humping the.
Now, the projectionist.
Did they give him a name?
They did. I don't remember it. I just know him as projectionist.
Okay.
I think even on IMDb, it just says projectionist.
I might just call him Superman.
Sure.
Yeah, and then she starts screaming at it, I'm married. And the scarecrow wakes up and says, bitch, you humped me. I'm kidding. They didn't. The scarecrow didn't do that.
Yeah, they definitely added that part.
It felt like it. It felt like the scarecrow was gonna start like talking to her because
It,
it looked like an actual like face
it did have
face.
a shocked look on its face.
Yeah. And then to top it all off, she takes its top hat.
Yeah, she robs the scarecrow that she just molested.
Yeah. So not only did you violate the poor thing,
She's a bad person.
yeah, you took his hat.
Yeah. So she goes home, uh, just rocking the top hat, and her mom's like, the fuck are you wearing? Essentially, that's,
Basically, leave that on outside. Probably have lice.
yeah, don't bring germs in. You'll be lucky if all you have is lice.
Go wash your hair. So she goes and washes her hair. It's weird because every time she takes a bath and she's in the bathtub, she brings her father with her.
She likes the company.
Yeah,
It's
but like,
weird.
why do you have him pointing in the direction of like you taking a bath? Like, I wouldn't want to get naked in front
No.
of either one of my parents.
Well, her mom was like, her priorities are all fucked up. She's like, go wash your hair, or like, go have a bath, and then clean up your father who made a mess of himself because he's paralyzed. So basically, change him. You're gonna make him wait for her to take a fucking bath, which back then, you know how long it would take to warm up a fucking bath?
Yeah.
Probably like 2 hours. So he's sitting in shit for 2 hours. Bad mother. So she does that. Um, they have dinner. Her mom's like, "Feed your father," and then she's essentially just like, "All right, where's my change from the store today?" And she's like, "Oh, there wasn't any." She's like, "Nope, I know how to count. Where's my change?" And then she's like, I got some candy for the ride home." And then she's like, "All right, then you're not eating dinner because you had candy. So fuck you, basically." And Pearl flips out. She's starving because she drove or rode all that way on her bike.
Yeah, and then and the mom's like, "You can have what's left over." And
No more.
she goes to, like, storm off, and then her mom, like, was like, "I didn't excuse you from the table," type of thing. And it's just like, "You're being too much, man."
Just not too much.
Yeah.
And then she's, lecturing her about her responsibilities and, you know, don't give in to your foolish fantasies. And then she's sent to bed hungry. And then cut to the next day. Um, Pearl's working in the barn again.
Mhm.
And a car pulls up and it's her sister-in-law and mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
Mitzi.
Mitzi goes to the barn, starts talking to her, um, then basically they start talking, making chit chat about, like, missing Howard and stuff, and how she's doing, how they both doing, and then Mitzi's like, "Oh, can I tell you a secret?" And basically saying they're holding auditions for this show, and they need dancers, and word has it they're taking, like, one girl from each town, and they're gonna bring them, on tour or something like that. And the auditions are Saturday at 11:30 AM,
Mm,
something like that.
yeah, something very specific.
Yeah. And basically Pearl was like, "Oh my god, like, I wanna do it too." And she was like, "Alright, well, like, come with me, like, let's go together," type of thing. So they're all excited. Um, Mitzi goes to leave. They bring a pig. They were giving out pigs to, I guess, other families and whatever, and so they brought
Yeah.
him a pig, and, they leave. The mom is kinda, like, rejecting her mother-in-law's pig. She's like, "No, no, 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 no." So the mother-in-law puts it on the ground on their porch. They go to leave, and then Pearl goes to try to bring the pig inside, and the mom's like, "No, leave it out there."
Mm. And there we'll sit for the whole fucking movie.
I know, that's so gross, like, they didn't think to, like, at least cut it up and give it to the animals?
They didn't want to risk getting the animal sick because if in case it had flu.
So then go give it a gator.
Uh, I don't think her parents knew about the alligator.
I'm pretty sure the mom did,
Mm,
'cause the mom was kinda like, "I knew you were there's something wrong with you."
yeah. So Pearl then returns to the theater. Late at night, she sneaks out, and
No, not just yet. So that night, they go to have dinner, and when they have dinner, the mom actually finds her poster
mm,
of the dancing stuff, and then this is when Pearl confesses to her, like, that she wants to there's an audition on Saturday at the church, and she wants to go, and her mom basically is like, "Let those Delulu dreams go," like, you know, basically telling her she's not good enough, and that's not where she belongs, and she belongs here on this farm, and she needs to let those child fantasy dreams go.
mm.
She was really, really harsh.
She was very harsh. She's like, "Oh, if you think you could do it, go, but don't come back."
Yeah.
Basically.
Earlier that day too, a little important part that we kind of missed, at one point, she brings her dad to, like, the gator, and she's about to roll him off, and the mom catches her and was like, "What are you doing?" Like, and then, "Bring your father inside,"
Mm.
type of thing. And so the mom also brings that up during this dinner confrontation,
Mhm.
saying like she pulls out a knife and like it's like, you want to kill your dad and stuff like that because he's paralyzed. You think it would be easier if we were gone? And like pretends like she's gonna kill him, or why don't I just kill him right now? Type of thing. And basically bitching that she married to have a husband and now she's his mother.
Mhm.
But then at the same time, it's like, why is that Pearl's fault?
Yeah, she just says like the harshest
Yeah,
shit.
she just says the harshest shit.
No.
So,
Uh-uh.
but so they really really clash at this point, and this is where the movie really really takes a change, a flip. Um, the mom slaps Pearl, so they start beating each other up, and then Pearl pushes the mom into the fireplace, and now she's like on fire and she's trying to stop, drop, and roll, you know? And then what does Pearl do? She like throws a lamp
She
or something
no, she runs and grabs a
S-
pot of boiling water
to throw over her.
and dumps
Was
it
it
on her.
to put her out, or was it
It was to put her out, but it was still boiling water.
yeah. So she just burns even more.
Yeah, she's all scarred up and shit.
Yeah, so she's all fucked. And then Pearl opens the basement door and down goes mom.
Yep, just dumps her.
Yep, dumps her down there, locks the door. Mom is slightly still alive, but you know, she's hurting.
Hmm.
And dad is left at the dining room table, scared shitless.
Yeah, he sits there for a while.
Yeah, for a very, very long time.
Hmm.
And then that's when Pearl goes back to her room. She goes through her mom's stuff and she gets a nice dress. And that's when she climbs out of the window and leaves to go um
She goes back to the theater.
back to the theater, goes and sees the
Projectionist.
yep,
Superman.
Superman. Yep. And they just start talking and she says, I want to be a dancer and you think I'm good enough? And so he starts giving her a little bit of advice and then says, oh, do you want to see a movie? I c-
Well, so sorry. This scene happens before the fight in the kitchen. Because then, yeah. So this happens before the fight in the kitchen. She goes to see him, and he shows her a dirty movie.
no, I actually think it's the other way around because then
No, because she goes
she's
back a second time to hook up. Because she's all worked up from basically killing her mother.
yeah, but I thought it was just during that time. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, we're getting it a little mixed up. Sorry.
We're going to Tarantino it, skip around.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, she hooks up with homeboy.
Superman.
Yeah. Um, wakes up in his bed in the morning and he's like, "Let me take you home."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, okay." So she gets taken home by him and she was like, "Give me 1 second," runs inside the house, moves her dad from where he was into another room, then brings the guy in and says, "This is my dad."
Yeah, this is like peak special needs. Like, I don't know. Her skipping around, pointing out weird shit is very, like, I don't know.
Yeah. This is my dad. And then, Dad, we're going to go to my room type of thing. They go upstairs, they go to her room. They're making out, about to,
Mm.
do the deed again. And then Guy starts getting paranoid because he starts hearing noises coming from downstairs. And he was like, do you want to go check that out? And she's like, no. And he can't focus. He's like, no, I think we should go check out what that noise is. What if your dad needs you or something? So they go downstairs and he's getting near where the basement is and stuff. And then he sees like corn on the floor, like food all,
From the fight.
yeah. And he's kind of questioning, like, and she's like, oh, that was the dog. Yeah, the dog made a mess. And then he's like, oh, okay. And then she's like, here, let me show you something. And then she pulls him, runs off to the barn, and she's like showing him all the animals. At first, he's intrigued. He's like, oh, how cute and stuff. She's given the names of all the animals, saying that they don't have that many animals because half of them died.
Mm.
You know, you can probably
Mm. Figure out how.
figure out how, being how she killed that geese earlier
Yeah.
in the movie.
And
So
then,
you can only imagine how the rest of the animals went.
yeah. And then he's like, oh, well, what's your dog's name? She's like, oh, we don't have a dog.
Yeah, dumbass.
And then you just see him turn bright white because he's like, you just said the dog was making noise in the basement. And and then he's like, well, I gotta go.
Out of all the things, you couldn't have made up a random name.
I don't know.
You couldn't have said like Fluffy.
I, I don't know. She was not prepared. She's a bad liar, but so he was freaked out. He's backing away. He's like, all right, well, I gotta go. Uh, I'll see you around. And she's like, well, when? He's like, oh, it's an expression. I'll see you soon. And then
She's like,
her,
did I do something wrong? Oh, Millie, that's so
sorry,
cute.
our cat is being a,
She did like a somersault.
oh,
Hey, be nice.
oh, jeez. Now they're fighting.
Okay,
Now,
okay.
anyway, cat violence aside, her whole demeanor changes. Her face like droops. She's like, what did I do wrong? And he's like, no, nothing. I just, I gotta get back for the matinee. And like,
This where the crazy comes out because she starts screaming at him.
Mia Goth screams very well in horror movies. It's
Mm-hmm.
like her star quality is
Yeah.
just yelling insanely.
Yeah, being an insane person because it was great. I was like, at one point he was like, "You're scaring me."
And he's like, what did I do wrong? He's like, well, you're scaring me for what? So he's like, all right, I'm leaving. So he goes and just walks to his car. And as he's walking away, you just see her grab the pitchfork slowly. And you're like, oh, something bad's about to happen. And it's a very weird, it's a long shot of him walking, like one straight shot. And then he gets in the car and you see nothing behind him. And then she pops up right in front of him with the pitchfork. She's like, you can't leave me. I won't let you. And it just stabs him in the chest with the fucking pitchfork. And he starts puking blood.
Yeah, and he's slowly driving, and she's like running next to the car,
Yeah.
continuously stabbing him in the chest.
Ugh. Then she rips him out of the car when he finally comes to a stop and just stabs him in the face.
Yep.
And then loads him back up into the car and then kicks it into the lake for the alligator.
Yeah. Well, she cuts him up. She throws it to the alligator.
Hmm.
That's why the alligator likes her because
Feeds her.
Gator's getting fed
Yeah.
pretty well.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And then she goes,
She goes back inside to her father. And she's just like, well, she's a sent the way she says it is so nonchalant. She's like, well, it's been fun, like kind of like that. And then she just slowly pulls off a pillowcase and just smothers him.
yep. I guess it's better than getting eaten by the gator.
I prefer the gator.
You would prefer to be eaten?
I feel like it'd be quicker.
Uh, I don't think so. I think if you're a vegetable, I think the suffocation's faster.
Maybe? I don't know.
Um, yeah, and then she also kills her mom too.
Yes.
Yeah. She's like she goes down to the basement and you see her like having these flashbacks of her mom like singing
Mm,
her a lullaby and she's like laying on her mom and brushing her hair and her mom's like I love you type of thing, like being a kind mother, and then she puts her mom and her dad that are completely dead at the dining room table,
props him up, yeah.
props them up and like serves them a meal. She takes the pig that's all now the pig that was left on the porch is now inside. It has all maggots and everything. Oh, I'm skipping a
Yeah,
huge
you are.
chunk. I'm so sorry. Let's backtrack a little bit. So anyway, she kills uh the man's, she gets ready, she goes to her audition.
Yeah, she does kill her father, but then
Mhm.
she gets dressed, goes to her audition, meets up with Mitzi,
Mhm.
and they're sitting outside the church, and they're in line waiting to go in, and then girl after girl is coming out crying and running away
Mhm.
because they're all getting turned down. And Mitzi's like freaking out because she's nervous. And then she's like, well, if I don't get it, I hope you do. And then she,
Pearl's like I have to get it.
Pearl's like, no, it needs to be
It
me.
needs to be me. It's
S-
gonna be me.
Yeah. So then Mitzi's like, all right, well, you go ahead of me because I'm freaking out. Like, you go. So she goes in, they start her music, and like her face changes, her whole demeanor changes again, which you see serial killers do this a lot in movies. So she looks all completely serious, and as soon as the music starts, she breaks out into like a huge smile and dance, and like it's a big dance number, and it looks amazing, and she's doing phenomenal. And
And she looks like the star of her own show and
yeah, there's lights everywhere and backup dancers, and then they're like, "All right, well, thank you," and they're like, "You don't really have what we're looking for,
you don't have the it factor.
the X Factor."
Yeah.
And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Well, we're looking for somebody younger and blonde." And like they put it plainly. So she flips the fuck out and starts begging for another chance, sobbing uncontrollably.
Saying she could do it different and they're like, "No, you just it's sorry, it's a no."
Yeah.
And someone's trying to pull her off
Yeah,
the
the
stage
the
and they're like,
woman,
"Come on, like
it's like, don't make a scene. Like,
don't make a scene."
meanwhile, she's making a very big scene. And then she goes to the other side of the church, like outside. She's sobbing the loudest I've ever heard somebody cry.
Yeah, she's hysterically crying.
It's so annoying because it goes on for a while.
It's so bad.
And then Mitzi comforts her and drives her home. And they get back to, well, drive her home. She walks her home
Yeah.
because she doesn't have a bike and, she just walks with her. They get back to the house and they walk in and Mitzi looks down. She's like, is that our pig? And then she's like, oh, it's like covered in maggots, just sitting on the front porch. And, they're, she's like, let me get you something to drink. So they sit down at the table and they're talking. And so Mia Goth has a monologue in this movie that's, oh, it's like 10 minutes long.
It's great though.
It's phenomenal.
It's
It's
phenomenal
very fucking long.
how she executed it though. That was great.
Yeah, the camera close-ups on her face, and she delivers this like heart-wrenching monologue about how, like, what she would say in a letter to Howard if she did write him. And she's like, well, what do I say? That I found warmth with another man and how I killed my parents and how, like, she basically confesses everything she's done in the past 48 hours to Mitzi.
To be fair though, Mitzi was like, "Well, practice on me. Practice like as if I'm Howard." You
Yeah.
know?
She regretted asking her to do that, I'm sure.
Yeah. And at first she thought it was just gonna be like, "Oh, I slept with another man," type of thing, and she thought that was gonna be, like, the big secret,
Yeah.
and then she kept going.
She kept.
She just kept going and laying it all out on Mitzi, and that girl was probably, like, shitting her pants at
Yeah.
that point.
Because mind you, the camera does not cut away from Pearl at all during this monologue.
Yeah,
So you don't know how the fuck Mitzi's freaking out until the camera cuts back to her and her face is just like dumbfounded. And she's like, I don't even know how to fucking react.
pretty much, and she's just like, "Well, I'm gonna go now," type of thing.
And then Pearl's like, are we still friends? And Mitzi's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, of course we are. Okay. Okay, bye. And she's like, oh, and she's like, you got the part, didn't you? And she's like, no, no, of course not. She's like, don't lie to me. She's like, all right. Yeah, I did. She's like, okay.
I feel like she should have just flat out said no, like, "I promise you I did not get the part. They didn't like me. They said I was too old."
I feel like the outcome would have been the same either way.
You think?
Because Pearl would have gotten the realization that she's like, oh, I just fucking told her everything.
Yeah, but, like, it really, really bothered her that she got the part
It did. It fucking,
because she was
yeah.
like, "People like you always get everything that they want,
Yeah.
and you're so lucky, and you were born with basically privilege."
Yeah. So Mitzi strolls out of the house very nervously and
Sh
starts walking down the dirt road.
she did it too calmly, girl,
To,
because I would have walked out in the front porch, taken off my shoes because she was wearing heels, and bolted, or bolted with my high heels.
yeah. Well, so she gets like 5 feet from the house and then Pearl walks out and then they make eye contact as Pearl just picks up the axe calmly that's sitting on the porch. And then Mitzi just takes off running and Pearl just walks calmly behind her because she knows she's going to fall. She's like, something's going to happen.
Yeah, because unfortunately, when you're running away from someone, in every horror movie, they always look back. When in reality, you should just keep running
Yeah.
and not look back. I remember watching I think it was like a school shooting movie that this kid was able to like sneak out and they just bolted. They didn't even look back. They just kept running until they got somewhere safe.
Mhm. Yeah. Never look back. Just keep going.
Just keep going.
Same thing. Don't look down. Just keep looking straight ahead.
Yep.
So she twists her ankle, of course, falls down, gets back up, starts like hobbling away. Pearl runs up and just starts hacking her up with the axe.
Yeah.
And then,
And then she's begging, "I won't tell anybody, please. I'll do anything." And Pearl was basically like, "It's too late for me." Like,
yeah, she's like, I can't fantasize about what I don't have. I got to be happy with what I got or something like that. And then just hits her with the axe and kills her.
up.
And then cut to her chopping her up and throwing her to the alligator.
Yep.
She had a very good disposal system of bodies.
She really did. Like, that gator eats good.
Yeah. So,
And then this is where we go back to, she sets up the dinner with the pig and she, puts her parents to have,
dresses him up nice.
yes. And she, she does a prayer,
Yeah.
which,
Useless.
yeah,
After the atrocities you just committed, how dare you pray?
yeah.
Yeah, so she keeps them there too. They sit there for a long time.
Yep. They sit there for a long time. Um,
The pig is just like there's a huge gaping hole in it now from where maggots were eating it. Like it's disgusting. And then cut to who knows amount of time later, days, weeks, it doesn't really say. Um we see an army truck pull up in front of the farm, and Howard jumps out, who's still alive, and runs into the house, and he's like, "Pearl, where are you?"
Yeah, excited to see her come back to his wife and
Finds his dead in-laws, a rotting pig, and Pearl just standing there with like a jug of milk and a horrific smile on her face that they zoom in on and just hold the camera there for like another 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then they roll the credits, and then in the background of the credits is just her with the smile, and then it just zooms in and she's just smiling like a crazy person, and then eventually like her eyes get squinty and
Starts crying.
starts tearing up
Ugh.
and turning red, and it's the best facial expression, I
You
feel like.
you could tell she was actually in pain filming that. You could just tell. You could see her like cheeks start to like shake and she's like freaking out.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then the tears rolling down her eyes. Great,
Yeah.
great scene.
It was phenomenal.
And scene, and that's how it ends. And then
Whew.
from there you go to X.
Jump right into X. And this is 1978, I want to say.
Yeah, a 1970s styled movie. And this one is has more characters in it. And this one begins with like a circular structure
Mm-hmm.
type of movie. And that's I think I said that last episode that I really enjoy movies that have that circular
Mm-hmm.
structure that circle back to the end. So this one starts off how it ends. You see the cops in a house, and they're like, what the fuck happened here? They see something that they're like questionable. Meanwhile, there is the TV going, and it's like a pastor speaking.
Yeah, they cut back to this pastor speaking on the TV like throughout the whole movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a little tidbit that's important. And then after that, it flashes back to these, what would you say, like young adults, I guess?
Yeah. It's like 24 hours earlier, there's a road trip, which
Yeah.
all these movies in the 70s would start out this way. There's
Road trip, drugs,
young people in a van.
sex,
Yeah.
nudity, like basically.
Yeah.
Um, so it actually starts off like it zooms off into this girl who looks like Pearl, but her name's not Pearl. Her name is Maxine,
Mm-hmm.
which is played by the same character, same actress. What? Mia or something?
Mia Goth.
Mia Goth. Yes. And she's taking cocaine.
Yeah, she's snorting coke with, and then her producer slash fiance, Wayne.
Thought his name was Wade.
I can't remember. I want to say Wayne.
It's either Wayne or Wade. It's one of those.
It is Wayne.
Wayne?
Yeah.
Oh, so one of them said it really weird. One of them kept saying it like Wade. But whatever. Wayne.
Yeah. Wayne is basically like, let's go. We got a movie to make. And you realize she does porn and meets up with Bobby Lynn, played by Brittany Snow, and her boyfriend Jackson, Scott Muscudi. Is that Kid Cudi?
It's Kid Cudi.
I knew he looked familiar. Okay. He had a
Actually,
giant,
this movie had a lot of familiar people.
he had a fro, so it threw me off, but I thought his face looked familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Brittany Snow, she was in Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
Scott Tucker Must Die.
She was also in the Hunting Wives.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
John Tucker Must Die.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. And they have an amateur director named RJ, Owen Campbell, who, if you've seen the remake of The Evil Dead, he is in that. Um, and his very shy girlfriend and sound operator, Lorraine, who is Jenna Ortega.
And who was Jenna Ortega? She is not the main character in this at all.
Nope. This is early movies for her.
Actually, how they advertised this one, they made it seem like she was going to be a main character.
Probably because she had the best scream in the movie.
She did. She had the best scream.
Yeah.
Well, she did Scream first before this.
Mm.
So she already kind of put herself a little out there on the map.
Yeah. Yeah. She was good in this, I thought.
Yeah.
Um, they're driving through Texas, discussing what they want to do, and they're going to make this movie on a farm.
The girls are annoyed too that she's coming because they're like, why are they bringing her? She's weird.
Oh, she's weird. She doesn't talk at all. They call her Church Mouse. And, they fuck with her. They tease her the whole time. Um, Maxine expresses that she wants to be famous. She wants the whole world to know her name. They stop off at like a gas station, and Maxine and Wayne go in for food, and the others are out by the van, filming Kid Cudi. I'm just going to call him Kid Cudi because I already forget his actual name.
Jackson.
Jackson. They film him filling up the van with gas, and Brittany Snow's character is like, "Oh, you should film it a little higher so it looks like he's using his dick to fill the van," which is like, all right, whatever. So they're doing that. Lorraine looks nervous, but interested.
She's kind of asking questions to RJ, like, as to, like, I thought we were going to do, because they're trying to be like directors and like film and stuff. And RJ's like, well, you got to start somewhere. And, we can actually really make a good movie and stuff. And you're being a prude
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. So what she does later, I blame him.
Yeah. So they they leave and they arrive at the farm that they're renting, like the guest house. The farm you will quickly recognize as the same farm from Pearl. Um, they meet an elderly Howard. He's got to be in his 90s, old as shit.
Old man Howard.
Yeah. Um, Wayne talks to him, and Howard points a gun at him because he forgets their whole conversation. And then Pearl is there, and she's like hiding in the window, just watching them. Uh, Howard accepts the payment, and he's like, "All right, you could use the guest house." And the crew unloads and starts to explore. Um, and then right away, they start filming the first scene, and it's they're shooting a porno, so you know what they're filming.
Yeah. So first it's Brittany Snow's character Bobby Lynn, and Jackson's scene.
Jackson, yeah.
And it's it starts off like a little scene of this guy truck, you know.
It's a cheesy 70s porno. It's like, "Oh, my truck broke down." It's like, "Oh, my dad won't be home, but you could come inside." Like cheesy shit. And it's so stupid. So what? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, so while that's happening, Maxine actually goes out to the lake.
Mm-hmm.
She goes outside to the lake. She's wearing her overalls. She's not wearing an undershirt.
It's the 70s,
It's 70s. It's fine. She goes out. She puts her feet into the lake. And then that's when you kind of see the gator from a distance, but she doesn't realize that. And in the window from a distance is Old Lady Pearl
She comes down to the water too.
creeping.
She's in the woods.
First she sees her, yeah. Then she comes down and, you know, old lady Pearl ventures into the woods
Yeah.
to get a better close up of Maxine. She's intrigued.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Ugh.
She's intrigued and
I did not like this one as much as Pearl.
I like X just because I like movies that kind of have the 70s, 80s feel to it.
Yeah.
That's just like my favorite era.
Hmm.
Um, those to me have like the best, even movies that were made during that time. Like to me, I like those movies the best too.
Yeah.
Um, and the music and everything.
It's true.
Yeah, so Maxine goes for a swim, and at this point, Josh and I are like, that gator probably would have eaten her already because gators are fast.
They're very fast.
Yeah.
And we see the gator still alive. Wake up on the side of the lake.
Is it alive or is it its children?
It never is explained.
Yeah.
I'd like to think it's the same gator. It makes me happy.
It could be the same. I don't know how long would how long do alligators live?
They're dinosaurs. They live a long time.
You think?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, tortoises live to be over 100, so why not a gator? My
Because
logic is flawed. It probably does not resemble anything like that, but
35 to 50 years in the wild. However, when in captivity, they can live up to 70 years. It could be.
it
Yeah, I
could be
think
the
it is.
same.
I think it is the same gator because it was slow.
Well fed,
Uh-huh.
kept in the same spot. So
Maybe it is.
maybe it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because it was slow. Because then that would make more sense as to why it didn't get her.
Because it's old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's at this rate, Perot got that thing trained
Yeah.
to wait until she feeds it.
Yeah. So, yeah, we see Maxine swimming back to the dock slowly as it's like an aerial shot of her swimming, and then you see the gator coming after her, like right behind her. I don't know why she never noticed it. Um, she jumps up onto the dock, and then, she goes back to the house. But then she stops at the farmhouse and sees Pearl, and Pearl invites her in and has a very awkward, no speaking, you know, scene of them just drinking lemonade. Maxine chugs it because she's like, all right, I gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
And Pearl is like fawning over her. She's like, oh, you're so pretty. And
I used to be young once too. Start showing her the pictures on the wall of her and Howard and her young, and she was like, yeah, I used to be young and beautiful too, and
Maxine doesn't question why it's just a picture of her.
yeah.
But yeah, so
Slight resemblance. I mean, yeah,
same.
obviously it's the same person, but
Yeah.
they gave Maxine at least freckles
Yeah.
to be different.
So Howard comes back
Well,
and
wait, before that,
hmm,
at one point, she tells Maxine to look in the mirror to like admire her own beauty. And then she starts touching Maxine's hair
hmm.
and then rubs up on her side.
Oh yeah.
And Maxine's like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah. And then
grossed out.
yeah, then Howard comes back and Pearl's like, all right, go out that way, it'll be our little secret. She's like, what? Well, what the fuck? So Maxine leaves and goes back to the house, and that it's her turn with Jackson, and they're filming in the barn. And as that's happening, you just look off to the side and see Pearl peering in through the window all creepy. And she looks grotesque in this movie. I gotta say, she looks awful.
Yeah.
Um, you know, it's it's just awful.
Yeah, she has like barely any hair. She's gray. She's an old lady. Um, she has like a gash on her head, I guess.
She's all fucked up.
Yeah, she's all fucked up.
Um,
Old. She didn't age well. Neither did it Howard. Howard has like one tooth in the front.
Howard has a weird head.
And yeah, and yeah. and he his one tooth is like yellow. I don't know. They both just look horrible.
Yeah. But that night, Pearl tries to seduce Howard, and Howard's like, "I can't because my heart issues." And then we see them all sitting around in the house talking, and Lorraine's like asking them questions, like, "Oh, how can you guys do this? Don't you believe in love or anything like that?" And Maxine and what's her name,
Bobby Lynn.
Bobby Lynn, they're like, it's just sex. We don't really
We
care.
separate. Basically, they separate love and they separate sex.
Yeah,
It's two completely different things, and one is like work, and the other is like actual love. Before that, Kid Cudi and I'm sorry, Jackson and Bobby Lynn. He starts playing the guitar. She starts singing "Landslide."
yeah, not a bad cover,
No,
but
it's not.
very random.
No, when I first saw it, I was like, that's when I realized she was from Pitch Perfect.
Hmm.
I was like, ah, shit, she's from Pitch Perfect.
Yeah,
And I looked her up. I was like, ah, there we go. But it was just so weird.
it was very weird.
Yeah.
Um, as soon as the song ends, Lorraine, Jenna Ortega's like, "All right, I want to do a scene in the movie," and everyone just stops and stares at her, and RG's like, "The fuck? No."
Yeah. He's straight up like, no, you're not doing that.
Yeah, he comes up with every excuse he could think of, and she's like,
The
"Don't."
hell you're not.
Yeah, she's like, "Don't be a prude, RJ." Like throwing that back in his face,
Uh-huh.
and he's freaking out, and Wayne goes and talks to him, and he's like, "Look, she's gonna do it whether you like it or not. So you might as well just let her get it out of her system now."
RJ freaks out on him and is like, you're not going to back me up. Like,
Yeah.
she's better. She's not like them. She's not like the other girls.
Yeah.
And Wayne gets mad.
Wayne gets offended because he's like, "She's not like them. She's nice." And he's like, "What are you trying to say?" I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, basically, they're all nice girls in there.
Yeah.
And RJ's like, you're just trying to cash in.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, obviously, yeah.
Yeah. So then the most uncomfortable scene, well, one of the most uncomfortable scenes is RJ reluctantly filming his girlfriend have sex with Jackson. And it cuts to everybody sleeping and him just in the shower, freaking the fuck out,
Crying.
crying. And he's like, "You know what? Fuck this. I'm leaving." Like, he just says this to himself, like, "You know what? You could have her. I'm leaving." And he's like, "Let's see how far you get without my van." And he goes to drive away. And as he turns, there's Pearl just standing there staring at him in the middle of the pitch black. And he gets out because he's, a helpful boy, even though he should have just been a prick at this scene and driven away. He's just like, he jumps out. He's like, "Hey, are you okay? Do you need anything?"
Yeah, I would have cut the wheel and left.
What the fuck? Yeah, I would have fucked off real quick.
Yeah. Or ran her over.
Yeah,
Okay, maybe I wouldn't have ran her over, but I would have at least, like,
I
just,
just would have left.
yeah, I would have left. He gets out to help her.
Pearl stabs him in the neck.
Before she stabs him, she grabs him and hugs him,
Yeah,
and then she starts kissing him.
yeah. And then he pulls away, and then she stabs him in the fucking neck. And then he goes down, and she continues to stab him in the neck long after he died. She just keeps fucking going.
Yeah, he got his shit rocked. Do you think he had the worst death out of everyone?
No,
You don't think so? Who do you think had the worst death? I felt like it was RJ.
I think so.
RJ got
He got stabbed in the neck a bunch.
a bunch.
I know the funniest death, and
Ow.
I will go into it when we get to it, but
Yeah.
my favorite one is probably also yours.
The last one?
Yeah,
Yeah. I like that one.
one of the last ones. So Lorraine and Wayne notice RJ's gone. Lorraine's freaking out, and she's like, "You need to help me look for him. Like, we need to find him." So he's like, all right, god damn it, let's go. Doesn't put clothes on.
And he's barefoot, too.
Yeah, just
He's in, like,
barefoot.
a Speedo underwear, too.
Yeah, it's weird 70s underwear.
Why would you walk out in the farm in tall grass,
So many tech bites.
barefoot, with no pants?
It's terrible decision making. Um, he goes and he checks in the barn, and he's walking along in the dark, thinking RJ's hiding in there, and he's like, "All right, man, you got to come out. Let's just talk about this." And then the camera pans down, and you see a board with a rusty nail sticking out of it, and he steps directly onto it, like a long ass nail. So he falls down and he yanks it out of him, and then he sees like two tiny little holes in the wall of the barn, and he sees a shadow go by, and he's like, "RJ, is that you?" And he goes and he's like peeking in the holes and sees nothing, and then of course you know the pitchfork right through the fucking hole.
She loves her pitchfork.
She does
Yeah.
right through the
Old
eyes.
Lady Pearl loves her pitchfork.
She's very good with it.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie. And then she yanks it out, and his eyeballs come out. That was pretty sweet.
that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I don't think that one was as bad. Because that was it. That's all he got.
Got the eyeballs taken out. RJ just got stabbed.
Yeah, but RJ got stabbed, like,
He's fine.
continuously. He's fine, just walk it off.
Yeah, walk it off. Um, Howard lures Lorraine into the house, claiming Pearl is missing. Um, he's like, "Oh, you gotta help me find her. I only have one flashlight. You gotta grab the other one from my basement."
Yeah, at first she's, like, hesitant,
Mhm.
which anybody would be, but then he starts saying, "Please, she's confused." And so they sympathize.
Yeah,
And so she goes down and she actually does get the flashlight.
yeah. She grabs a flashlight, and this is the best scream of the movie. Where she goes up, the door's locked, and then she goes back down, and she finds somebody hanging there with his pants down, just like I don't know if he's dead or not. And she just screams like bloody murder. Like I think that scene's in the trailer. It has to
That
be.
that scene is in the trailer, yeah. That's why I think people think she's the main character, because that scene
Yeah.
in particular.
But this random person just implies that there's been many victims before all of them.
It's very I think the victim was still alive, just very, very frail, like hanging on by
I thought that was RJ at first because it kind of looked like him, but then you see him laying outside.
yeah.
Um, Howard asks Jackson for help. Jackson answers the door completely naked. Um, no shame.
Yeah.
He thinks he gets along with Howard because Jackson was a Marine. Howard was in the service, so he's like, yeah, we got to stick together. Um, so he gets dressed. They go down to the lake.
At least he has the decency to put some clothes on.
Yeah,
I just thought it was funny. He answered the door butt ass naked.
it was funny.
And like Howard didn't even like flinch or nothing.
He's seen it all before. He's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
And was like, yeah, like my wife's missing. She's confused. She's wandering around. And then Jackson was really nice. He was like, all right, let me go put my clothes on and I'm gonna help you look. Like finding I'm really good at finding people.
yeah, you get some more backstory on Jackson. He was like, I was in Vietnam. I don't need a flashlight because I spent 3 days in the pitch black looking for landmines. Like, he knows this shit.
Uh-huh.
So he they split up. Jackson finds a car in the lake, which I think is the car from Pearl. I'm pretty sure it's the same car. Same spot and everything.
It could be, but so when Jackson wakes up and goes to drink some milk, he goes to like the kitchen area and he like drinks milk. There's a missing person on the milk
Mhm.
carton.
Yeah.
and I believe it's because from that vehicle.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, he then thinks that, what was it? Um, he sees the flashlight in the bushes. And he's like, "What are you doing in there?" And he runs in there, and there's nothing there.
Yeah, he thinks old man Howard fell in the lake.
Yeah.
So he runs in there.
And then when he does see Howard, he's like, "Oh man, you scared the hell out of me. I thought you fell in the lake." Howard just fucking shoots him in the chest. It's just no warning. Just pulls the gun and shoots him. And goes flying. So there goes Jackson.
Yep. Before Jackson leaves the guest house to go help Howard look for Pearl, you see Pearl kind of hidden in the shadow. She's already in the guest house. After killing Wayne, she's bloodied in a moo and she crawls into. This is where I cringe. I cringe. How did you feel?
It was well, she
It's
gets naked first and
yes.
then climbs into Maxine's bed and just starts rubbing blood all over her.
Yeah, like just rubbing up on her and smelling her and yeah, and I don't know, like how do you not wake up for that and feel somebody rubbing up on you? Even if she thought Wayne was there, like there is a difference in skin texture.
Yeah, quite a bit actually.
Like, versus a man touching you and an old woman. No disrespect, but she's all wrinkly and saggy.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like,
She looks like the Crypt Keeper, kind of.
she does look like the Crypt Keeper.
Same hairdo and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
Her and Howard almost look the exact same. They equally look as bad.
Howard's prosthetics for his character, like his face, he looks like a puppet. I don't know. His face just looks like a fucking puppet. Um, yeah, but that seems very uncomfortable.
Yeah, that scene is so uncomfortable to watch for. And then eventually Maxine kind of like shifts the other way, and then the old lady just gets closer and starts rubbing up on her more. And then Maxine starts fluttering her eyes open. God only knows how long it was for her to like rub up on this girl
Ugh. And then
and
she freaks the fuck out.
starts screaming, wakes up Bobby Lynn, because at this rate, the only other person in the guest house that's not dead is Bobby Lynn.
Hmm.
Um, she runs over and was like, "Oh my God, like what's going on?" And she's like, "She's in here." Um,
She's in my bed touching me.
pretty much.
Ugh.
Ugh.
And then you just see her. She Pearl ran out funny. She like kind of scurried out like slowly. It was really funny. So she disappears. Cut back to Lorraine breaking out like through the basement door with a hatchet she found. And then
So this was dumb for me. Like she found like the cellar basement door. Obviously, it's chained up, so she can't get out. But knowing that you found an axe, wouldn't you take that axe and hack away at the cellar basement door instead of going upstairs to the house?
I guess.
I'd go through the cellar
Yeah.
that leads outside, because at least if it leads outside, I have a better chance of like running outside and getting out of the farm.
At that time, she didn't know what was going on though. She didn't know, like, probably thought, like, maybe he has dementia or something and locked the door by mistake. She didn't think, like, oh, this guy's literally trying to kill him. Oh, yes, she did, because the body.
Yeah, because of the
Never
body.
mind.
Of
Forget what
course,
I
she
said.
knows something's going on. So
Yeah, that's right.
something fucked up is going on.
I always
So
forget about that extra body in the basement.
yeah. So I would have been hacking away at the basement thing.
Yeah. So she breaks a hole in the door on the opposite side of where the handle is, which is stupid because the lock would be right there. But she breaks a hole. She has to reach for the lock She almost has it until you just see a hammer come down and break her fucking fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bad. And she's freaking out, and Howard's like, get back down there. Like, creepy as shit.
And don't start screaming. Like,
He's like, stay down there. It'll just get worse for you. And then Bobby Lynn finds Pearl standing on the dock of the lake.
yeah, so she puts a blanket over her because, I will say these guys are pretty nice because at first because they all just think that she's a confused old lady. And, Bobby Lynn is like, "Oh, my grandma sometimes gets confused too, like, and at one point I wanted to be a nurse,
Mm-hmm.
and if I wasn't doing what I was doing, I'd be a nurse and stuff." And
Pearl just calls her a whore and
calls her a whore,
pushes her in the lake.
pushes her in the lake, and the gator comes out and eats her.
Gator was just waiting.
Yeah, it was like,
Mm.
say when, old lady Pearl, say when.
She practically landed in that gator's mouth.
Yeah.
Um, then another uncomfortable scene after that. Pearl and Howard uh, reunite in the guest house, and
He's telling her, I got one for you. I captured one for you. And they're kind of going over who they killed,
mm,
how they did it, and how many more they have to kind of. I guess they're trying to figure out how many more are left to get rid
mm,
of the people. And sh- old lady Pearl's talking about Maxine, and she doesn't want the other girl. She wants Maxine. Um, she's, there's something special about her.
mm.
And
And
uh
then Howard finally gives in to Pearl, and they go at it
yeah,
very grossly.
and poor Maxine is under the bed.
Yeah, she's under the bed hearing it, and then she slides out from under the bed and gets out of the guest house. And she goes for the van, but the keys are missing. And then she hears Lorraine screaming from inside the house. So she runs in and lets her out of the basement. Lorraine starts flipping out on her like, this is your fault. I never should have listened to you guys. Wouldn't be in
I
this
hate
mess.
you.
I hate you all. And then Maxine's like, all right, just shut up. You're being too loud. Like, we gotta,
We gotta work together.
And Lorraine's like, fuck that. And she runs out. And the second she opens that front door, you just hear the shotgun. And you see her just get launched against the wall.
Yep. And, her brain, just explodes pretty much.
Half of her jaw is missing. That's my favorite kill.
That one's a great kill because it's like you were stupid.
It's fucking.
You were irrational and everything. Maxine's kind of hiding.
Mhm.
Um, they're coming inside the house. And then Howard's like, "Oh, she's probably around here somewhere, because she got let out."
Yeah. And Howard's like, I had to bring her inside and then we'll chop her up and give her to the gator. We gotta cover our tracks. Like, they've clearly done this many times.
Uh-huh.
And as he's dragging in Lorraine, she's not quite dead yet, and she gives a little, like, "Ugh," like a gargle, scares the shit out of Howard into having a heart attack, and Howard dies of a heart attack on the floor.
Does he die or he's having a really bad heart attack and then she's like, "Help, help, somebody help."
I think he died.
Okay.
I think he did. Um, Maxine had grabbed the gun from the glove compartment and was holding that with her before she went into the house.
Yeah.
Um,
So she finally comes out to go shoot old lady Pearl, and old lady Pearl's like hysterical, like, "Help me with Howard." And she's like, "No, like,
like, fuck you.
fuck you." So then old lady Pearl starts calling her a whore.
And she's like, where's the fucking truck keys or the van keys? She's like, they're in the kitchen. So she grabs the keys and comes back with the gun and goes to shoot Pearl. And there's no bullets in the fucking gun. It was just for show. And then Pearl grabs the shotgun and she she fires off at Maxine, completely misses, and just goes flying back out the front door onto the ground. And Maxine walks out and basically calls her a piece of shit in so many words.
Yeah, keeps calling her a whore. And yeah, Maxine gets in the car and she starts kind of dragging her body. Well, at first, Pearl's like asking her for help.
Yeah, Maxine's like, fuck you.
Fuck you. And then gets in the car and then she's kind of pulling herself and she's like, you whore, you whore. And then um Maxine just puts the truck into reverse and runs over her head.
Crushes it twice.
Yeah. I actually like that kill too.
That's pretty good.
But I will say I love the shot to Lorraine's head. That was pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
Because I'm just like, dude, like who just fucking runs out of the house knowing that these two are murderous and they have guns?
She was fucking flying.
Yeah.
She like hits the wall.
Yeah. And then what's funny too from that little tidbit, and this is probably the only reason why I ended up watching X, was because I saw an interview of Jenna talking about how she booked Wednesday.
Mhm.
And basically, she got on a Zoom call with Tim Burton while she was still filming, wrapping up X. And she just got on the call bloody with her, um, with the prosthetic makeup and like all bloody and stuff. And they both just looked at each other and started laughing.
It's amazing how that stuff happens.
Yeah. So then I was like, I gotta see this movie because she says her head gets blown off.
I love the stories of actors saying when they auditioned for roles and they were like either dressed crazy or something like that. Like Bill Skarsgård, when he auditioned for It, he was walking down the street in full clown makeup on his way to the audition. Everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yeah. Hilary Duff, she wasn't originally casted for Lizzie McGuire, but they kept bringing her back just because she kept coming in crazy outfits.
Yeah,
And they wanted to see like what crazy outfit she would wear next.
smart.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. But Maxine drives away, and then now the cops are at the farm. Uh, as they're going through the house, it cuts back to the TV with the preacher on the TV. It's finally revealed that Maxine is the daughter of the preacher, and the preacher's like, "My daughter gave in to sin, and I hope one day she comes back to me." And you just see a picture of Maxine. And the cops are going through like bodies, and they're like, "Oh, what do you think happened?" He's like, "How the fuck should I know?" And they find RJ's camera, and they're like, "What do you think's on it?" And the sheriff's like, "Probably one goddamn fucked up horror movie." And roll credit.
Roll credits and scene. So Pearl got a 93% rate on Rotten Tomatoes and an 83% with the popcorn meter.
Hmm.
X got a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, so just like 1 point higher. But for the popcorn meter, got a 76%,
Hmm.
which
Still really
is
good.
audience review. Yeah, which is pretty still good. And then Maxine got a 73% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 73% with the popcorn meter.
Hmm.
And Maxine came out 2024, so it came out 2 years later after Pearl and X. Pearl and X both came out back to back, like
Yeah.
same year. And I think Josh is right about X coming first, and then Pearl. One was like in September, and the other one was like in March.
Yeah, I have a feeling X came out first because then they wanted to do the prequel with Pearl and then the finale with Maxine.
Which works out because X, you could watch it with a standalone, but the old lady Pearl and old man Howard make more sense.
Yeah.
You know. And then Maxine to follow. main character is Maxine,
Yeah.
and Maxine is our final girl from X, and it continues with her. And like we had said, if you want to continue watching the series and go and watch Maxine right afterwards, it has to do with the Night Stalker
Yeah.
and in Hollywood. It's a cool vibe.
It's an interesting concept.
It's an interesting concept, but I will say, like, out of all three movies, it was definitely my least favorite.
I have not seen it yet. I plan on watching it soon.
Hmm.
I have a feeling I'm gonna feel the same way.
Yeah.
I loved Pearl. I fucking loved Pearl.
I'm really happy and psyched that you liked Pearl because I don't feel like it would be something that you would watch on your own. If I hadn't picked it, I don't think you would have like watched
Probably
it on your own.
probably not, because it is a
Yeah.
slow burn. It is a
Hmm.
very slow burn, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Um, no, everyone was great in it. There wasn't a bad actor in any of these movies. Everyone was phenomenal,
Yeah.
which is very rare. Um, but Mia Goth, holy shit, she just acts her ass off in these movies.
You did a phenomenal job, girl. Like, and I'll be looking out for her to see if she's in any other horror movies to come because I would definitely want to go and watch that,
Yeah.
knowing that she just executed this so well.
Yeah. People always talk about like fan casting for things. Like, I think Mia Goth would be a really good Harley Quinn in like a DC movie.
Do we need another Harley Quinn now?
We don't, but if we did, I feel like she would be really good. That's my fan casting. But
Alrighty. Well, um, so we got for you guys tonight.
yeah.
Josh is gonna go ahead and spin the wheel, and then this will be the last. I will add in our other. So we have like more that we want to add to the wheel.
Mm.
So right now the wheel is looking very empty, but I'll go ahead and add more after Josh rolls and gets his last one, and then we'll go ahead and add 5 more topics to come for next week.
Sounds good. All right, here we go. Let's see what we get. I gotta spin again.
Yeah, he got an empty
Oh, no.
and another empty.
We'll get there. Don't worry. Tune in to.
So that happened to me last week, but right next to it was, all right, it's looking like cult classic.
There we go. All right. So oh my God, there's so many.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many. Okay. I'll have to think about it.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next week with Josh's pick for the cult classic. See you guys next week.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.